Hey guys, I'm Lila.
I'm Connor.
And today we're sharing the start of our van life journey with you guys. We're just two college students here trying to make our mark in the van community. And this video is just gonna explain all of our recent purchases and what we're gonna use them for in the upcoming future. Our goal is that you guys can learn from us, but we also learn from the community out there. This is our first van build, so it'll be an interesting journey, but we're here to share it with all of you, and we're super excited.
Yeah, we're learning as much as you guys are, and we're just gonna show our journey with you, and hopefully it goes well.
Alright, so we're gonna go over some specifications of the particular van that we decided to use. Connor.
Yeah, so we got the Ford Transit Connect Cargo XLT. It's a white van. It's 2-liter 4-cylinder. It's front-wheel drive. The bed's not too big. It's 6 feet long and about like 4 or 5. Here's a rough sketch of the van. We'll get a more detailed sketch later. We want to do it little and maybe grow eventually as our career or as our adventures go on.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what we're going to be doing with it, it's kind of hard to explain here, but hopefully we can do it with all our videos. We're going to get like a bed in there, maybe a sink. We're just going to get some solar panels and maybe a toilet or something in there too, but a water pump for the sink and then maybe a shower as well. We got a top view of the drawing. This will be the bed. We got some storage right there, battery, solar battery, fan, canopy. This is where the sink's about to go, and the water pump. We got the fridge right here, and yeah, this is the front of the vehicle. This is the back of the vehicle. Show as we go on. We're learning too, so it's gonna be a struggle, but we'll make it through.
Yeah, a lot of the materials that we have here today that we'll be explaining are all components of like the electrical system,
yeah.
Water pump, bed, all that kind of stuff. So keep watching if you're interested.
Hey guys, now we're going to be going over the components of everything that we got for the van. We're going to start off with 2-gauge wire. So we got 25 feet of 2-gauge wire, 25 for the positive, 25 for the negative. This is going to be directly from the battery because it's going to need to allow a lot of amperage to go through, so that's why it's 2-gauge. You can see it's very thick. Next, we're going to go through the 12-gauge wiring. Right here, we got 200 feet of it, 2 100 feet spools. This will be to our DC components, so this could be for our lights, to our fridge, and whatnot. But we got 12-gauge, 2-gauge, and also 8-gauge wiring. That wiring will be directly from our solar panels and whatnot like that. Next, we're gonna go through our switches. These are inline 12-volt DC switches, so this will allow us to turn components on and off directly from this switch, and we'll have like a hub with all our switches labeled and be able to turn off our lights like 4 at a time, or front lights, back lights, fridge, and yeah, these are the switches. We got 12 of these. Next, our battery switch. This is kind of the oh shit switch, or if you're just trying to turn off your whole system before you leave the van, or if you need to do work on the electrical system, you can go ahead, turn off this switch. It's going to be directed to the battery, and it will turn off the entire system. Put that back. Here, let's see what this box is. Here is an inline circuit breaker. This is 150 amps, so this will be directed to the battery as well. If you don't know what a circuit breaker is, it's kind of like a fuse, but you don't need to keep replacing the fuse. It's in case too much amperage is going through the wire, then this circuit breaker will hit. It'll be like this, and it will turn off the whole system because this is going to be directed to the battery. It will turn off the whole system, and just so nothing will burn up or nothing will go wrong, like we don't want any fires or whatnot. And this is another inline circuit breaker. This is 30 amps. So this is just going to be for our solar panel. We don't want the wires from the solar panel to burn up or too much amperage to go through the wires. So this is 30 amp. That one was 150 amps. So obviously this is a lot less. Put that back. Next, we have our outlets. Just like an outlet from your house, the three prongs. It also has USB on here too, but this will be for one for a DC, one for our AC components, just to plug in. Like AC will be for our computers, and if we want to run like a smoothie or something, but DC will be anything from like our phone and charging like our camera or GoPro or whatnot like that. Mounting supplies. This is, if you have a GoPro, it's kind of like the double-side sticky tape that you use to mount stuff. Get it out, yeah, like this. This will be on our top of our roof of our van. It's so we don't have to drill any holes on the top of it. We'll use these to kind of mount the solar panels. Next, let's see what box is here. Oh, here are our 12-volt lights. So this is the lighting that's going to be on our ceiling in our van. We got 6 of these, and we got warm white, so it should be relatively like the lighting in a regular house. Caulk gun. This is going to be so when we're doing our hardwood and plywood kind of material, we'll caulk everything to make it secure and nothing will be loose. Next, our crimp tool. This will be our crimping tool for our wiring. Next, our fuse block. So this will be for our DC components. Basically, it's a 12 component fuse block, so we'll be able to have 12 components in, 12 components out, and each component will just have their own fuse attached to it. So this could be from like 15 amp fuses, 30 amp fuses, just run in, throughout, to keep our DC components safe, and nothing will be harmed on that end. Next, this is our cable entry to the top of the van. So instead of the solar panels going like through the side or some sketchy business like to the top and caulking around, this is actually a secured panel for cable entry that it will go right on top of the van, and I can take it out. The wires will go inside of it, as so, inside of it here, and we'll drill holes to on top of the van right here, cover it up, seal it so it'll be completely waterproof, and the environment will stay on the outside of our van. Put that back. Next, our 100% silicone caulk. So we have like 4 or 5 bottles, but this white silicone for a sealant. This will make everything waterproof on the top. So like I said, with the cable entry system, just caulk it everywhere, and caulk the solar panels, caulk the fan that we're going to be installing. It'll just make everything waterproof. This is our gloss protectant. It's just anything from rust to wear and tear. Whenever we make cuts on the metal, like for our fan, we're going to spray this beforehand so nothing rusts over time. And I'll be safe. Isopropyl alcohol. This is just to clean everything beforehand. When we tear everything out of the van or on top of the van, in our seats or whatnot, just isopropyl alcohol everywhere to make it 100% clean. So we're not putting stuff that's on dirty material. It's just how it is. Carbon monoxide detector. We're going to be running a heater in the van, so this is very important. It's going to be basically an open flame and could have carbon dioxide buildup or carbon monoxide buildup. So we just want to be 100% safe and not die in our sleep or something like that. That would be awful. We wouldn't know it would be awful, but it would be awful. Here is another inline circuit breaker. I think this is another 30 amp. Oh, it's a 40 amp. So this will be a higher amperage specifically for short charging. So we're gonna be able to charge our van from an outlet of a house or something. So using like a smart charger and this circuit breaker, we'll be able to charge right from an outlet and use, it's called short charging. Next, we have a hydraulic bottle pump jack. So this is just like any oh shit scenario in case our tire blows or whatnot. We'll be able to jack up our van. Always gotta be safe and sorry. We'll put it in somewhere in the van, but just can hold 4 tons. Our van's not nearly that, so it'll be all good. Shrink tubes. This is for our electrical systems on our 12 gauge to I think it's 8 gauge wiring. I can just want to be completely safe. After we crimp all the wires together, we'll do a shrink tube over. Sorry, I'm just freaking, I don't even know right now, but shrink tube over the wires to make it safe and kind of more neat as well. It all looks more professional because we're all professionals out here. And here's more just wire connecting systems. So this is for 8 gauge, 12 gauge, and 4 gauge wires. And then same with this. This is what we're going to be using to crimp. Once we put the wire in, you crimp this together, put a shrink tube on it. There, I said it right. Put a shrink tube on it, and there you go. So that's all done for our wiring. Here's a few other things that we got. This is sound deadening kind of material. This will go on the sides of our vans just to make everything basically silent and mellow, so we don't hear the bumps and creaks while we're driving or outside voices, like stuff like that. Which it doesn't cover the entire van, just like separate little pieces along the van. And we just got 1 box of this because our van is relatively small, so we didn't think we needed to go anymore. Here is our 10-inch fan. You can kind of see it right here. I'll take it out as well, but we got 10 inches. We didn't want to go bigger just because our van's small, like we said. Voila. Oh. Voila. Here's our van. Our fan. I'm just all over the place right now, but here's our fan, and we'll be able to caulk it up just like we would do for the solar panels and everything else. Lastly, we got our mattress by Wilpo. It's a twin size mattress. It'll curl up into a relatively small roll, but we're going to be using it for our couch and also our bed. So when our bed is contracted, it'll be set up like a couch, and then when we want to go to sleep, we'll just be able to pull the bed out, pull the mattress out, so it's completely flat, and it's pretty good sized bed. You can see right here. Really comfy too. But thanks for watching. That was all the components. Yeah. Alright, that's a wrap, guys. We're just doing this just to be different than other people. Remember to make a difference, do something that other people aren't, and go leave a trail.